It's Champions League quarter-final second leg time, boys and girls. Hello and welcome to part 20 of my Football Manager 2019 playthrough with Chelsea. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a Premier League game against Manchester United. We're still not looking at the Premier League. It's been a dirty, horrible mess this season. But we then have our second leg of our Champions League quarter-final game against Atletico Madrid. It's 0-0 from the first leg, but we have injury problems. As you saw yesterday, we're without Willian, we're without Hazard, we're without Morata, we're without Icardi. There's problems afoot. But first, we need to find a way past Manchester United. And this is the team we're putting out there to do that. And my word, does it not look like a team that's about to challenge for the Champions League. As you can see, struggling a little bit in wide areas. It was identified pre-season as like, yeah, but Kev, what if your wingers get injured? What happens then? Well, I guess we're about to find out because they've never both been injured at the same time before, but today they are. We're going with Kepa in goal, a back four of Emerson, Rudiger, De Ligt and Azpilicueta with Jorginho in front of them, and then Kante and Barkley as our midfield because Kovacic still injured as well. And then we've got Morata up front, but he's suspended in the Champions League, I think. He was certainly suspended for the last game. He might actually be back. If Morata's back, I'm more positive because Morata's our best striker. And then we've got Dolberg on one wing, Januzaj on the other wing, and an injured Icardi on the bench. This is far from an ideal situation. The one thing we've got going in our favour is the fact, in the grand scheme of things for us, this game doesn't really matter because we're only playing through this season anyway. It doesn't really matter to us whether we finish in a Champions League spot or not. But obviously for the club, it is very important that we finish in the Champions League spot. And if we have a look at the league table, if we can find the thing, we are in danger of being caught by both Tottenham and Manchester City. But a win today will go a long way towards securing fourth place for us. And really, fourth place is what we're playing for now. The top two are Liverpool and Man United. That's how it's going to finish. Arsenal are going to finish third regardless. And then fourth is going to be between us, Tottenham and Man City. And we have to keep our good form going. We have been in some decent form recently after our horrible mid-season form when we had no attacking players for a little while. But hopefully we can continue our form today against United. But, I mean, they destroyed us there. Luckily, Kepa made a good save. But we were absolutely powerless to stop them. Martial flying down the wing and then just perfect little cross for a free effort at the goal, and luckily Kepa's a half-decent keeper, but here's Martial again, who we really need to keep an eye on. Rudiger's in there clattering him. That's exactly what we need. More clattering of him required, because he's been a problem early on, and it's 1-0 to Manchester United with 10 minutes on the clock. And we really do need to start worryingly looking over our shoulders. Tottenham and Man City are looming. I don't know how Man City are quite so far down the league because it was them and Man United who were pushing us all the way last season. So it's not just us who've had a disappointing season after doing well last year. Man City were a good team last year and they've tumbled even further. I don't know how Guardiola's still in a job. I mean, unless, are they on a Champions League run as well? Or perhaps they're working on a similar basis to us of, we did well in the league, now we want to win the Champions League and then we're going to move on. That might be the exact thought process Pep Guardiola is going through as well. And for as long as they're in the Champions League, his job might be safe. And I think that's probably the same situation I'm in. As long as we stay in a Champions League qualification spot, I'm not getting fired. If we fall out of the Champions League qualification spots, the only way to save the job is to win the Champions League itself. If we end up finishing 5th or 6th and getting knocked out of the Champions League, I don't think I'm going to be resigning at the end of this save. I think I'm going to meet the fate of most Chelsea managers who've won the league recently of getting fired the next season. But we have got a penalty, and it's Morata to take, and Morata scores. 36 minutes on the clock, it's 1-1. And, did you hear that sigh? Was completely involuntary, but, was that a relief? Seeing us get back into the game. 50th goal for Chelsea for Morata. See, I've been telling you all along he's a good striker. Barkley's struggling now, though. We've got Will Hughes on the bench. Will Hughes, we've hardly used him since paying £40 million for him in the summer. You all thought I was mad, but this is a situation where we need Will Hughes because we need to save Ross Barkley, so we're actually going to take him off. So Barkley's going to come off. Will Hughes is going to come on. And Will Hughes is going to play a half of a Premier League game. And that's what we paid £40 million for. We had money to splash around and we needed a good fifth choice central midfield player. And that's exactly what Will Hughes is. Azpilicueta makes a good challenge. And what can we do? Do we need to win the game or do we just need to not lose it? We've got a game in hand on Man City and we're 3 points ahead of them. So that's not anything we need to worry about. We're still 2 points ahead of Tottenham. I mean, a win would be lovely, but I think it's more important not to lose. So we're going to probably stay with our more conservative system. We have the option to push forward into the 4-2-3-1 if we think that we need it. But Morata's clear and should have scored. Oh, I mean, he seemed to get into space, get clear, and then just stop and think about what he was doing rather than just finishing it off like he should have done. But it's with Azpilicueta again, plays it across towards Jorginho, but Rashford intercepts, and then Martial is tearing us apart again. He has been absolutely unplayable, and luckily Rashford doesn't have his shooting boots on and fires it into the post. But Martial has been absolutely ridiculous. What a player. Right, Morata's going to come off. We've got to save Morata. We'll bring on the youngster Joveljic to play up front for the last 20 minutes or so. So young, I can't say his name, but at least he's a wonder kid. And do we push on in the last 10 minutes and try and win the game? I don't think we do. I think we're happy with a draw. Januzaj, we probably need to save him as well. So, I mean, who have we got to bring on for Januzaj? I don't want to bring Icardi on. We're going to bring Christensen on. And we're just going to stick Will Hughes out on the wing. Christensen can go in there. I mean, the midfield is looking very makeshift now, just like the attack is. Injuries have ruined us. This season has been completely torn apart by injuries. Everyone complaining about injuries in FM19. I spent 2 weeks defending the game, saying, but I've not really had injury problems. It's been fine in my saves. Martial's just had a big miss. I've been battered by injuries this season in this save. It's like everything that I didn't get in the first few seasons, the first season with Bayern, first season with Chelsea, it's all coming back to punish me this year. Oh, playing a second season, are you? Here, have some injuries. We've got you hooked in now. Now you can have your injuries. Take your medicine. I mean, we were unlucky today. We could have won that game. Equally, we could have been absolutely thumped. So I'm gonna take that as a positive, and fingers crossed, we can now beat Atletico Madrid. Exciting, potentially game-fixing news. Icardi can now speak English. We might finally get some form out of this man who has had a disastrously disappointing first season in English football. But now he can speak English. Maybe he'll recapture that form. Because that was quite good. We'd like more of that, please. Or any of that. Not more of it, just any of it. Let's have a little taste of this. 5 goals in the Premier League has been pathetic. 9 goals. He's not even in double figures for the season yet. Hopefully today is the day, because he's going to start up front for us. He's fit enough to start. Eden Hazard. What does that say? Fitness test not required. I mean, yeah, he's fit enough to start. Willian isn't. Kovacic isn't. So Januzaj is going to start on the right-hand side of midfield. Dolberg can't play because he's not in our squad. But we have got Morata and Joveljic as options to come off the bench if needed. And we're going with Marcos Alonso at left-back rather than Emerson. I mean, it's a bit of a coin flip between the two of those. But Alonso's been in better form this season if we compare their two average ratings. So despite Emerson being my man last season, we're going with Alonso for the big one. We're going with our 4-3-3, but with the control possession instruction, because it's the most flexible one. If we need to push on and get hold of the game, we can push Barkley and Jorginho further forward and do the 4-2-3-1. Or if we go ahead and we want to drop back, we can just switch this tactic straight onto a counter-attacking system. But we do need to win, because if we don't win, all we have left to play for this season is an FA Cup final, and we're playing Manchester United in that. No, we're not. We're playing Arsenal in the FA Cup final, I think. So they've beaten us recently in the league. We'd like not to lose again. Ross Barkley, was it? It's an own goal. I thought it had been disallowed. It's gone down as an own goal. Barkley looks like he's claiming it. Let's have a look. Alonso with the free kick. It's headed across by Jorginho. I give that to Ross Barkley. But apparently it's an own goal. But who cares? We're 1-0 up, and that's the important thing. We've already got Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain through to the semi-finals from the Tuesday night games. The other quarter-final going on now is Milan versus Benfica. So it's going to be a lot of big teams in the semi-finals. Whether we're there or not, it's going to be a bit of a star-studded semi-final. But hopefully we can carry on as we've started this game, book our own spot in that semi-final, and maybe save the series after all. Kante was brilliant there. Barkley again, this time hits the post, and Kante on the follow-up. Kante deserved a goal there, but I think it's been disallowed, presumably for offside. But Kante was brilliant, winning the ball back twice on the edge of the area, and then being there to finish it off as well. Januzaj straight at their keeper, but good to see him getting into some more attacking positions and inside forward on that right wing. It's not something we're used to, but you never know, playing two inside forwards might be the key to success. Hazard now running down the right wing. Cross comes over, no blue shirts there, but Kante does collect and plays it across to Jorginho, who's quite far forward for him. Plays it across to Aspilicueta. We've still got a load of shirts in the penalty area, but it doesn't make it near any of them, and the highlight ends. I mean, I can't complain with how this first half has gone. We've had 60% possession. We've absolutely dominated the game. The one thing I've got to be a little bit worried about is the fact that we're still only 1-0 up, and obviously because it was 0-0 in that first leg, a goal from Atletico equalises the match but puts them ahead in the tie. So we do need to guard against complacency. That's exactly what we need to do, especially when we've got one of our former players in the opposition team just ready to ruin our night. So we need to keep an extra special eye on Diego Costa. But fingers crossed we can grab another goal fairly soon. Tactically, I feel a little bit, I don't know what to do. Do we push on and try and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and push Barkley forward, or do we say, right, 25 minutes to go, we're ahead in the tie, now's the time to counter-attack? I think the indecision is going to lead me to doing neither of those things. We're just going to carry on as we are and hope things do good. Barkley now in midfield. He's had a cracking game again. Januzaj now running in from the right wing. Januzaj plays it across. It finds Kante. Hazard! And was that a save? It's actually gone down as a goal kick. I thought that was a save from their keeper. And I feel a little bit hard done by there. Right, Icardi has been rubbish again. Speaking English has not helped him in the slightest. So Morata can come on for him. And Hazard's also not had the best of games, and he's tired. I can't take Hazard off in these circumstances, though. And we don't have a midfielder to take Jorginho off. This is where substitutions are going to be a challenge. I guess we're just going to make that one change for now. Change the striker and see where the game takes me. Let's show some passion. Come on, gentlemen. Passion me up. Any passion from anybody? Just nerves. I don't want nerves. I want passion. There we go. Fired up. Kepa's apprehensive, which is a bit of a worry. And I didn't even go out of play. Morata now. Prove you're the best striker at the club. Plays it across to Barkley, who's in acres of space with men in the middle. Barkley crosses to Eden Hazard. It's 2-0 on 76 minutes. Surely that's us booking our spot in the Champions League semi-final. Atletico now need to score twice in the final 14 minutes of the game to win the tie. And Ross Barkley, brilliant again. This is why he's the first name on the team sheet in that midfield for us now. Whether he's playing in behind the striker or just as a central midfield player, he is superb, and he's shattered as well. But we're gonna leave him on for now. We are going to take off Eden Hazard though, and just bring on Joveljic again. Stick Morata out onto the left wing. It's not ideal, but we've done our work now up front. Kepa now with a goal kick. In fact, we need the counter-attacking system on. Counter-attack now as well. We don't want to let them back into the game, and now is the time to just concentrate. Concentrate, gentlemen. We've got 1 foot in the semi-final of the Champions League. Kante, that was poor. That wasn't concentration. Does he not follow simple instructions? My word. Alonso heads clear, but only as far as another red shirt, and Atletico are putting us under some pressure now, and we need to be very, very careful. Januzaj collects, humps it forward towards Joveljic. It's the first time we've really seen him in any of the games that he's played, but Morata slings it back across to Joveljic, and it's just wide. A third goal there, and we'd be doing the rest of the match shirtless because we'd be so happy. Right, final change. We need energy somewhere. Jorginho, I think we probably take off Christensen and go to a back three. We're going to do this. We've done this once before this season. I don't think it was a game you were watching, but we did this it was a big game. It might have even been in a Champions League game, but I know that's a fairly familiar tactic for Chelsea anyway. Aspilicueta doesn't seem to like it very much. This is where we need Victor Moses back, but for this circumstance, I think it's the perfect system to switch to. Januzaj now just runs straight into an Atletico player. That's just poor. Really poor. And can we do another shout? We haven't got more shouties in us yet. And we want to tell them to tighten up. At the moment we're allowed to. Morata intercepts. Forget shouts. Let's score another goal. Morata into Kante. Kante can't get it under control again. He's just tired and struggling to get hold of the ball. Morata runs past his man again. Oh, what a goal from Alvaro Morata. Best striker at the club by a million miles. When it really matters, you don't see Icardi doing this for us. I don't know why I can't get a good game out of Icardi, but my word, do I regularly get good games out of him. And what a goal from Morata. 3-0 now, 2 minutes to go. Job done, boys and girls. We're in the Champions League semi-final. Now we just need to find out who we're playing. Who's winning the other tie? I haven't paid any attention to the other tie. It looked like whoever was at home was ahead when I just had a little glance down there. I forget who the home team were, though. And that is that. Passion. It's passion o'clock. That was a great result. Good work, gentlemen. Now we're gonna see who's in the draw. So Benfica have knocked Milan out. Wowzers. We'll have Benfica in the next round, please. They sound a lot easier than Man United or PSG. Just before the final, I've just noticed Manchester City manager Arsene Wenger. So Guardiola did get sacked then. Now we'll do the Champions League draw. Here we go then. Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, Manchester United and Benfica. What we want is Benfica away in the first leg. That would be absolutely spot on. So Benfica. Now, this used to work on FM19. Oh, let's get ourselves ready for it. So, you have to say it 3 times. Say it with me. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. It works every single time. If you want to control your draw, that's how you do it. Man United against PSG in the other leg. I'm confident against Benfica. I feel like we're going to end this series with a Champions League final. What have we got? So the next episode, which will be on Monday now, next episode will be both legs of the Champions League semi-final against Benfica. And then we'll wrap the series up on Tuesday, either with an FA Cup final or an FA Cup final and a Champions League final. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.